Today we're going to be talking about our dreams and our fragmented selves. We have many selves that we process and use, and most of them are hidden from us in the astral worlds. And most of our dreams, we are dreaming as our hidden astral selves. So we want to talk about the fact that we are fragmented and how we can integrate these hidden selves or raise their vibrations up or dissolve and consume what is causing them. Because we want to graduate out of the astral worlds. As I've said in many videos, 99% of humanity die and go into the astral purgatory worlds. That's because of the imprints that are put on our consciousness. When we come here, the imprints that are imprinted, the memories and the patterns that are imprinted on our consciousness from our brains and our emotions and our family lineage are all about attachments to this earth, attachment to our body, attachment to our ego, personality, identity, attachment to our family relatives. We die, we go and we be with our family relatives in the astral worlds. That's what 99% of the people do. They die and they see their grandma, their parents, whoever, and they go off and they live the life like they always lived. But the thing about that, living that life as you always lived, is you're living that consciousness. The brain is no longer functioning because your body is dead. So this brain is not functioning, but you have the memory imprints that have moved in fully into the astral worlds, and these memory imprints with your consciousness. Now your consciousness is running and growing in the astral worlds or repeating the same patterns in the astral worlds from its memory imprint. So most of our dreaming is with these hidden selves, and most of our hidden selves are not something we really want to have in the astral worlds, because our hidden selves are out of our control of our conscious waking self. And of course, when you are conscious and waking, you monitor your behavior, or hopefully you do, and you don't have addictions. You're not addicted to smoking, you're not addicted to alcohol, to drugs, to sex, to food. If you have those addictions in your waking state, it is just continuously reinforcing these patterns into your astral body. And once you've let go of those addictions, you still have those memory patterns in your consciousness dwelling in the astral bodies. So some people say about their dreams, I quit smoking 20 years ago, but yet in the dream plane, I'm smoking. That's because that predominant memory that was imprinted on your consciousness is still active. And when we transfer our consciousness into that fully astral body at death, those really active selves, fragmented parts of yourself, the ones that are constantly acting out in the astral world and in your dreams, they are going to be very predominant. So this is why I say over and over again, you have to have a dream journal. And it is ideal for you to be lucid in your dreams, not astral traveling, but lucid in your dreams, because astral traveling is a distraction and actually can get you into trouble. But what lucid dreams do is it allows your conscious waking mind, which is present in the astral body, to control those fragmented parts of your personality that are misbehaving. So if, for example, your astral fragmented self is out partying in the astral worlds with a bunch of people, and you're drinking and you're drunk, or you're yelling at somebody, or you're angry at somebody, or you're in a fearful mode and something is chasing you, or you feel like you're going to drown or die. All of these patterns in the dream world for a lot of people are unconscious. In other words, they're not lucid. And so these fragmented parts of themselves just play out, and they keep reinforcing the astral world. So the reason lucidity, being lucid in your dreams, is so important, because you want to put a stop to that. If you wake up and become lucid in your dream and you're sitting there with a cigarette in your hand, you can put it down. You can take it and put it out. You can start changing that behavior and start healing that fragment. Start integrating that fragment if it's a good one or not too relatively benevolent. But mostly those fragments need healing, not so much integrating until they're healed, or some of them just totally need to be eliminated. So there's work to do, because these fragments of ourselves have been created from our family lineage. They're created by the way our families and the world around us trained us and indoctrinated us. They're created by our seductions and our addictions. And so now this fresh piece of consciousness that you were given at birth has lineage memory implants into it, has the world environment implanted into it, has your behaviors and addictions and fears and all that imprinted into it. All those imprints now that have been created from your brain and your nervous system, your emotions, your environment, that all is what is creating the astral world where you go when you die. And if the predominant amount of that energy is very low vibrational fragments of yourself, you're going to transfer over into the astral worlds with your addictions still there, with your fears still there, with all of these patterns, because they are imprinted on this consciousness which shifts. Remember, consciousness is attached to our blueprint. Our blueprint is multidimensional. But consciousness, you are responsible for this piece of consciousness you were given. And so it has all this imprint put on it. And if you don't clean up these memories that you have and these imprints that you have, these are the predominant energies that you're now dealing with when you go over to the other side, when you transfer to the astral worlds. And so that's why people constantly are met with their grandparents and their dead relatives, because that's such a strong memory. It's a strong attachment. That's why even if you quit smoking or quit doing alcohol, if you still play those fragmented selves out in the dream world, that energy is still with you when you transfer over. So let's say you quit drinking alcohol in your 20s and now you die in your 60s. So there is a good history there of a new imprint that's happening at this conscious level. And the conscious you has not, had any alcohol for, 30, 40 years. That's also being imprinted. But I want to say that if your dreams are playing out patterns that you are not comfortable with, they're not high vibrational self, they're not your highest self, you want to transfer to the astral worlds if that's where you're probably going. Remember, I have a great migration that's happening now for the next 200 years of advanced humans, disciple level, advanced disciple, initiate masters who will be taken by extraterrestrials and higher beings to new worlds in higher vibrations of light, higher dimensions, higher densities, higher planets. But that's just a small covering of the 7.7 to 9 billion people that will be here. It's a small amount. So the majority will be going into these astral worlds, and they can still grow there. But at what vibration are you starting at when you transfer over? If you transfer over and you follow your mother and you follow your granddad, after you drop this body, now you're in your astral body, you follow your granddad down where he goes, and he takes you to sort of your old family home, and you start living these old childhood memories. Those imprints were very strong. So it's important to understand your dreams and what part of you, what fragmented part of you is predominant in your dreams. Is it your addictions? Is it your fears? Is it your anger and hostility? Is it your resentment? what's going on in your dreams. These fragmented selves have to be healed and either dissolved and consumed in the sacred fire. I have many videos on the sacred fire. Or they need to be healed and integrated into you, because you want to work your conscious self. This is why I say it's important for New Agey disciples to start maturing now and growing up and settling into becoming an advanced disciple, where they meditate every day, where they do mindfulness. And mindfulness is all day long. You are mindful of the patterns you are experiencing and you are creating. Because in your waking state, you need to imprint new memories, new patterns of consciousness, new patterns into your consciousness. So mindfulness, meditation, calming down the monkey mind, calming down your emotions, the monkey mind, emotions, the nervous system, the brain, all these things create patterns and they create memories, and they are what is imprinted on your consciousness. This is why I've said in many videos, if you want to go into higher worlds of light, part of your consciousness must start experiencing higher vibrations in your dream world, in your astral travel. You need to be going into these higher frequencies. You need to be meeting these higher beings. You need to be experiencing what it's like to have a fourth density or fifth density body. But while that may be happening, but at the same time or way before that happens, we have to get mindful of what we're creating every day. Every day puts an imprint on your consciousness. How was that day for you? Are you reinforcing fear patterns, anger patterns, resentment patterns? Are you constantly smoking? Are you drinking? Are you eating too much and just trying to satisfy this emptiness inside of you? Are you happy? Are you sad? What is your life? Sit down and evaluate it. Write it out. Become mindful. Because if you are imprinting mostly sad, mostly disappointed, mostly failure, mostly victim, mostly addiction patterns, these are the predominant energies you'll be dreaming with. These are the predominant energies you go into the next world with. So we need to discipline and start taking serious how we are treating our consciousness, because there is no reincarnation. That has been a lie. I've said this over and over again. It's a trap to keep you in the astral worlds, to keep you feeling like you can never be free. I mean, who wants to spend another 1,000 years here? That's ridiculous. There are stars out there to go and experience. Let's move on now. It's time to move on. And so that's a short video today, friends. I want to get this concept out to you now. Start paying attention to what part of you is acting out in your dreams, and take every day and be mindful of your belief systems, your thought patterns, and what you are creating, because that is your future. We live beyond this body. Consciousness doesn't die when the body dies. Consciousness lives on in the divine blueprint. So if you want some help with this, come join my Patreon group. Also, I have many videos. You can start watching all the playlists and comment if you need to. And I will see you again in the next video. Thank you, friends.